Okay, here, let me do this. Why don't you understand that I'm over here? No, it's happened. Okay, so I could fix my bangs, but I decided not to. I don't check the mirror before I go out sometimes, actually 90% of the time. And I've already walked around like this, so I feel like it's only fair to let everyone else see me like this. 3 years ago. Hi, baby. Hey, don't claw me. I love you. Why? Ow! Stop! You cannot rip my clothes. I don't have many left. 3 years ago, I started the practice of yoga. And while I've had many things that have changed my life, yoga is one of the biggest. It kind of set off this chain reaction for me where I started looking at things differently, and there's many moments before that and after that, but this one particular moment was really hurting, and for whatever reason yoga came into my mind. I took a class and I just bawled while doing Trikonasana, a hip opener. And I was like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Here we are 3 years later. Not the rest of my life, but I still plan on doing it for the rest of my life. I got my certification about 1.5 years ago. I started teaching a very small class, and God, do I love it. I haven't been teaching for a couple months, but anyway, the point is, it opened up so many other doors, and one of them is including minimalism. And I don't think I like to look at it in the sense of owning less externally, but more of being satisfied with not having an abundance of things, because psychologically it is taxing on the conscious and subconscious mind, and I have had the ability to develop the awareness to be able to notice, like, holy crap, this stuff is affecting me negatively. I have a lot of things that I desire to do, things that actually truly make me happy. Being able to walk outside and spend 30 minutes walking around barefoot, spending 30 minutes a day walking around making sure that I properly water my plants so that I can learn to do what I want to do, grow herbs and make my own teas and grow my own organic food. Too much abundance of things like clothing, and honestly not just clothing, that's the biggest and easiest thing that I notice, but an abundance of anything that is not necessary gets in the way of the things that I truly love and truly want to do. Being able to cook and make my own almond and cashew milk more often. It's my favorite thing in the world, but I just can't. I don't have time for it financially as well. Why? Because I am buying food, then I notice that a week or two later, maybe 25% of it goes bad before I get to it. I'm still trying to find the balance in many ways, but I am so proud of myself because I have noticed a new door opening, being more mindful of everything in general, really taking use of the things that I have. I'm getting closer, and I'm getting closer because I can't expect to be all the way better tomorrow and then just be good. I wish that I was that person, but that's not a realistic expectation for me. The best thing that I can do is do the best I can today, and hopefully hold on to that, because that's my problem. I constantly am like, I'm doing this, and then I take it back. I take the grip back into my own hands, and that's when everything goes to shit. I notice I repeat myself a lot. I apologize if it gets a little mamble-jambled or anything. Try to hold on with me, but like, that's up to you. And if you can't hold on, like, I can't make you. So hopefully this is making sense to someone. But Anyway, it's about every 6 months I'm like, all right, let me get back into it. Because I noticed myself taking everything back into my own grip, and then everything's just shit again. I take the items I want to get rid of, and then I go back into them because I do a lot of clothing resale, which is great, but also it's a downfall. I will take things back, and then I'll be like, okay, no, I don't want this. And I need to trust my initial judgment. Maybe out of the 50 times I've gone, not 50, but like 20 times I've gone and taken something back from this pile, maybe 2 or 3 times it actually worked out for me. So the risk to benefit isn't weighing out. I started doing reselling, and it takes time. I didn't have any free time. It was an actual second job, and it has gotten so popular that stores have raised their prices significantly. So it's coming to a point where I'm realizing that pretty soon this probably won't be a business for me, but that's okay. Anyway, off topic. I'm really doing it, I think, this time. And one of my biggest downfalls is they say find your style, find your style, find your style. And I get that. It helps to keep yourself in a demographic. When you don't find your style, it's impossible to have less because there's so many different outlets that you can go to. So, my style is as loungewearily put together as a person possibly can be. How do you be clean and put together? I mean, come on, let's be real. I'm really not that clean or put together, but how do you be clean and put together and also be loungy? So I'm figuring that out, and I'm starting to accept myself. Like, I'm really just like, screw it with many things, but like, I noticed the other day when I put my everyday things that I like to wear, putting that jewelry on with it, really, really helped to make me feel more put together. And then I put my hair in a French braid. Yes, I'm incorporating my lounge kind of style, but like, I can clean up in other places because I love skirts and I love wearing skirts, but I need to be able to do a cartwheel no matter where I am. I like to play. I don't know, maybe that's my moon sign coming out, but like, I like to play, and I want to be able to do a handstand or attempt, because I was better at them a couple years ago, and for whatever reason I stopped practicing, I guess, and I'm just like not good at it anymore. Do a cartwheel, do a handstand, lay in the dirt and lay in the grass. I need to be able to do that without feeling bound. And I noticed this morning actually, I was driving and I really wanted to stop at the park before I got back to the house so that I could do some squat box jumps, whatever they're called, at the local park because they have the equipment to do so. And I'm like, can I sweat in this? No. That is not how I want to live my life. I don't want to live my life like I can't stop at the park and do box jumps because I don't know if I can sweat in this. Or like the shoes that I'm wearing aren't accessible. I've actually stopped myself from being able to go to a trail on the way to somewhere because of what I'm wearing. And I don't want that to bind me. I want to be able to stop at any trail and walk or run and not feel bound by my outfit. So that's another thing psychologically too. Like, I can be wearing loungewear and stop myself because I have to be more put together. And no, I want to be able to live my best life and live my most free life, which is, I see a bumblebee on the ground that's struggling and I can sit with it and help it. I have a dream of being able to have the freshest organic herbs, and I have the perimeter around my house, and I need the room, and I want the room to be able to cut, dry, and use these herbs. And not just that, but have the time to take care of them My business in which I mess with copper and crystals and I make stuff out of them, and I like to do a little bit of stuff with wood. Having the time in the space to be able to do that, I'll collect little things and my brain can understand what will I need, what won't I need. Learning how to stop collecting and start using. I have a wonderful ability to collect and then move on to the next thing, And I struggle and it's tricky, but I know what to do. The problem is sticking with it for me. That's my biggest problem, is sticking with it. And that goes with honestly any addiction that you'll see, whether it's food or drugs or shopping and overconsumption. They all kind of work that same nerve. So it's like you can do the purge, but like, can you stick and stay? So I'm really proud of myself, and I wanted to make this video because I want accountability. I want to really be setting in, let's keep doing really well. So I've got this here, and then I also have this pile here. I should get my light. Alright, so we've got some bikinis, Billabong stuff that I love, vintage sweater right here, just things that I really love, but damn it, like, I'm not wearing them. This backpack, I love it, but it is broken and I cannot fix it. This backpack is a really good example of being more mindful with your purchases. That whole donating out of good measure, somebody else will get use of it. Chances are, no, they won't. It hurts me to throw things away. It pains me because I know the horrible implement upon the environment that I'm having when I do so, and I don't want to do it. So it might be a really good lesson for myself to throw that shit away so that I don't buy things like that again. Okay, so my camera definitely died. Oh my god, I look ridiculous. And if you see any red around my face, oh my god, it's because I was just trying on the 3 lipsticks that I have. I'm never gonna wear any of them. I kept one. I got rid of the other 2. I also nail polish. I had about 8 of them, and I kept 3. And then I kept the clear coats. Honestly, I haven't worn nail polish in years. I don't know why I'm keeping any of them. I really should get rid of all of them. Okay, so here's my crazy pile again. There will be some things that I can sell and some things that I will have to get rid of. I'm honestly gonna have to throw it away myself. Of course, I'll donate what I can, but I need to be real and not be disrespectful and drop crap off at the thrift store that has no business being thrown there just to make myself feel better. Camera can see me. Okay, this is not a lot of space here. I don't know. I'm kind of smushed in here, but anyway. So, let's just go through this. Alright. My plan is to, like, get rid of the stickies. I love it. But wait, there's more. This is where we get into what it's hard to get rid of, because I have quite some time of collecting really awesome stuff. This, it makes me feel awesome when I wear it, but I don't. Just a simple Hanes crew neck, it's perfect. But like, I've got this LL Bean. This is stuff that I'm keeping. This Wrangler. That's why I think I should just give up with that fuzzy one, because I have this one and it was my mom's and it's just gorgeous. And this guy that I love that I found at the thrift store. And then this I don't wear, but I feel like it's a smart thing to have. This down jacket I got, it's gotta be like 8 years ago. And that's not even jackets, like that's coats. Like I have multiple jackets that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. Getting rid of I have spent so much time curating a perfect closet. In some places I haven't created that yet. Or I just expect more when I have what's perfect. There's too much that I want to be perfect. I live in southeastern North Carolina, and November was freezing. The global warming is not a joke. Last year, it went under 32 degrees like a good 10, maybe 15 times. But I have lived here in North Carolina for 18 years. It was in the 20s so many times. It went really, really cold in November at night, and then it would even out a little bit in the day. In December, it got warm, which that is normal. It's usually like a good 70s in December. Then like around the beginning to middle of January, it starts to cool. That didn't happen. It was maybe a week or two before the end of January that it got cold again. And then the beginning of February, it got warm again. I was able to go and lay out and tan at the end of February. I've never been able to do that. That's never been a thing. We kind of didn't even have a winter. It was just like random freezing cold, which was really painful for the plants because we had these weeks where it was like 60, 70, and then 80 degrees in February, and these plants thought, okay, let's bloom. So like I have this blueberry bush that started blooming, and then it got 24 degrees again. It was scary. Like there was one day where it was in the 40s, and 2 days later it was 75. Literally, I have nightmares about this shit. Anyway, that's my little spiel of that. I think I'm comfortable with this. I was wearing this as pajamas for years, but I love it so much. I think I'm going to keep it as a regular sweater. This was my grandpa's, and I love it. And I'm going to keep this. This I found. It is cotton and cashmere. It's a V-neck. I haven't worn it this past season, but I think it's worth holding on to. This I found in a dollar bin. It had one of those ribbed bottoms, just not something I like. So I cut it. I love this thing. It's a nice little long sleeve sweater that kind of splices. Really good for like when it gets chillier but not too cold. I am still debating this one and the cashmere. Big reason I'm keeping the cashmere is because I know it will last. And this is my boyfriend's stuff. I would like to show more, but I'm not done. This is a battle for me. This is nuts. This is not just a few things, okay? This is my still debating section. Like, this is nuts. I just wanted to show a little peek. I think I'm just gonna keep this video at this. I have trouble with staying consistent, so I think if I just keep this video here, it'll be helpful for me to be able to get it out and move on to the next one. I hope that this was in some way helpful for you. It's just a documentation of my journey because I've been wanting to do this for years. I have cried over it. I have spilled out to the people I love like I'm doing this. I want no thing to bind me. I want a few things that I love, and I want to not feel like fashion is something that is holding me back. I've used it as a coping mechanism to fill a hole and a void inside that is God-shaped. That's clothing is surely not going to fill. And not even just clothing at this point, but things in general. So, namaste, and see you in the next one.